Hello, and welcome to our first look at King's Order, a brand new strategy game where you don't directly command everything. You write literal letters to all of your places to say whether or not you want to build armies, whether or not you want to attack people or build castles or make friends. It's a very unique looking game that I am very curious about. I saw it, I immediately went to pick it up because I was so curious about what the game was about. I tell you what, look, we're gonna do the Norman conquest of southern Italy because it includes the tutorial. Look at us go. Playing on the tutorial. And you know what, we'll just go on a basic normal. Give everybody the intro experience here. The Normans, who arrived in Italy as mercenaries, had a profound impact on the region. They frequently granted land in exchange for their services, became vassals of local princes, and over time they emerged as a dominant force in the conflict between the weakening states of the Lombards, Byzantium, and the Muslim Emirates. 1042 to 1072. Do we get to pick who we play as? We can play as Apulia and Calabria, Salerno, or Sicily. Salerno's down here. Apulia's right here. Oh, and I guess Sicily is Sicily. That makes sense. That'd probably make a lot of sense. Let's play as Salerno. I spent a little bit of time in Salerno in my life. I have not spent any time in Sicily, so we'll go with that. I'm not going to worry too much about the medals. Let's just jump right into it and see what it's all about.
Greetings, my liege. Though I am but your humble advisor, I dare to request that you allow
a change
me
in
to acquaint you
tone
with the
for YouTubers
fundamentals of governing your realm.
They got to get their highs. They got to get their hellos, their intros. Make them break it so editing is harder. Listen. We got to turn this down some more. This is one of the loudest soundtracks of a game I've ever played. That might have been a little much. Okay. Let's get into it. The sounds are really good, the clicky sounds. I am but your humble advisor. I dare to request that you allow me to acquaint you with the fundamentals of governing your realm.
As a ruler, one of your key responsibilities
sit back
is
and
issuing
drink.
orders to your subjects by sending them directives by letters. I suggest exploring this avenue by giving commands to your general.
Yes, sir. How do I do that? Oh, there he is. General Atto Diamalfi. To General Atto Diamalfi. Provide comprehensive information about the current state and morale of our fierce army under your leadership.
As you could see, your orders were delivered by the royal messenger, who had embarked on a perilous journey from the capital to your general. The road is full of dangers, with no guarantee of safe passage.
Road full of dangers, no guarantee of safe passage. So that's one of the really neat things about this game is you can send letters and they can get intercepted. They don't have to necessarily get delivered. So your army might not show up in the nick of time.
Fortunately, the messenger successfully reached his destination and has just returned with a report from the general.
Your Highness, I present the current status of my army. I have, at the moment, 754 peasants, 226 spearmen, 377 archers, 323 infantry, 226 light cavalry, and 94 heavy cavalry under my command. The upkeep of my soldiers generates a cost of 5 gold, 65 silver, and 15 bronze per month. We're located in the northeast of Policastro and are not moving anywhere. The pace of our march is steady, my people well rested, the weather is sunny. I would present my characteristics in a few words. I would not describe myself as a fine leader. My oratory skills are sadly a very poor level. Gold is not important to me. I'm glad I'm wearing my Dwarf Fortress shirt because this reads like a Dwarf Fortress description. In turn, I take the issue of loyalty very seriously. I believe that it's pointless to apply excessive rigor to soldiers, and unfortunately, I cannot describe myself as a perceptive person. For my services, I receive more money than my army receives. Thus far, I am not required to send you regular status reports. I will now briefly describe what I can see. I can see the Norman general, Giglio d'Altivilla, commanding 370 archers, 510 infantry, 210 heavy infantry, and 66 light cavalry to my southwest. What? In the ocean? That can't be right. Unless you can see them all the way down there in Sicily. I can see several foreign cities. The Norman city of Melfi is not defended by any soldiers. No troops in Troia. No troops in the Roman city of Matera. Signed, Atto di Amalfi, general of the Saturnian army. All right, a lot of information in that. Gold is not important, but I get paid 3 times as much as 1,500 men.
This is particularly important because the knowledge you have access to
That's the world we live in.
Outdated, thus requiring regular updating.
Oh, cool.
This time, I have taken the liberty to show you the report immediately. Should you wish to read any of your letters at your convenience, there is a correspondence repository which enables you to do so.
Very good.
You can engage in various actions with your letters, such as searching through them at your discretion, setting diverse options regarding their visibility, or sorting them for order. Allow me to briefly highlight that the state's treasury is located here.
Oh.
Bankruptcy must be averted at all costs, for it will lead to rebellions and downfall of your realm.
That makes sense.
Taxes are collected in
People
the
gotta get paid.
capitals of regions every month.
Mac, hello.
The main expenses incurred by the state are related to maintaining generals and spies, as well as costs of construction and recruitment.
Yeah, that general is hella expensive.
Now, let us move on to the topic of regions. These administrative entities, shaped from clusters of cities, collectively form the very fabric of your realm. The beating heart of each region resides within its capital. These centers of power are essential to the governance of your lands, for it is within them that your orders are carried out.
There's a lot of juicy stuff in here.
Information concerning the region is compiled here. Regarding military matters, it is vital to note that troops can only be stationed directly within regional capitals.
Makes sense.
Information regarding the region's buildings, their current state, and the ongoing work carried out.
We have a bow maker's workshop
gathered here. The third tab is reserved for the region's steward. Due to the current absence of the regional administrator, this tab remains inactive. We will temporarily set aside.
Okay.
Truth be told, the region under our scrutiny is currently facing quite a challenging situation. Therefore, it would be wise to undertake appropriate actions aimed at improving its condition.
Currently, the only thing I see bad is that people are sad every month, which is not really a good thing. Improve the situation in the region. Click on the Write a Letter button. Click on the regional capital pawn as the target of the letter. To the steward of the Basilicata region. Reduce taxes? I don't know about that. All right. To the steward of the Basilicata region, set very low taxes in the region. The issue of the happiness of our people is of the utmost importance to us. I would also like you to build a mine. I would like you to repair the damage done to the mine in order to restore it to the fullest of its former glory so it can once again serve our people.
A splendid achievement.
I wish we signed our letters before they went out.
Contentment within the region is
That'd be
paramount, as a significant decline in satisfaction
Yeah.
could lead to rebellion against your rule.
Now we're going up.
Now, let us delve into the matter of the military. It would be most prudent to explore this subject by focusing our attention on the forces under the command of one of your generals.
Gotcha. I have a couple of letters coming in here. Hold on here. My prince, very low taxes have been set in the region. The people will surely be happy. We've started the process of renovating the mine. It should last until the 7th of February and cost a bunch of gold. I have finished the process of renovating the mine. It should be fully functional. Great.
All information about the general and his troops can be found here, starting from the numerous attributes of the commander and ending with the detailed parameters of his army.
Very good.
The martial strength of your country rests upon the shoulders of your steadfast soldiers. Your troops assume the roles of various units, each with distinctive combat traits and recruitment requirements. It is evident that the troops of your general are relatively few. Therefore, a wise approach would involve bolstering their numbers, ensuring their preparedness for potential military actions.
I got you, boss. Write a letter. Write a letter to the Basilicata region. I want you to build a military building, a militia post. Enables the recruitment of peasants. Peasants should not be deprived of the right to fight for their homeland. Talk to them again. And I want you to recruit peasants. How many? 100. Recruit 100 peasants to the ranks of our great army. Very good, sir. Send the recruited soldiers to General Atto di Amalfi. Click on the write a letter button. Click on the region capital. Send units. Peasants. 100 units to the general. Support General Atto di Amalfi with military aid in the form of 100 peasants. Here goes the letter. Here goes another letter.
This, indeed, is what one calls an army. With such strength at our disposal,
Poor monks scribing this stuff.
We undoubtedly find ourselves better equipped to deal with our
They're working hard.
adversaries. Now we shall discuss. What is this?
Oh no!
We just received a report about approaching enemies. As a measure of defensive strategy, it would be wise to deploy your general to the capital of the invaded region. In that location, the defensive prowess of his troops will be bolstered, and he will also have the full support of the regional capital's garrison.
We don't just want him hanging out in this field?
Furthermore, within the region, you can also order fortification to further bolster your defensive forces.
Okay.
For an even mightier defense, you might consider issuing orders to dig a moat or erect walls. Nevertheless, the time is too short for such undertakings now. But enough of this idle chatter. The enemy is at the gates. We must rally to defend our homeland.
Let us rally. The weather is sunny in the field. It's Italy. The weather's sunny everywhere. I want you to move back home, General Atto di Amalfi. Your presence in the city is essential to strengthen its defenses. Boop, boop, boop. We got all of our news. He's wandered around. Okay, we're gonna write a letter to the capital. We're gonna build a defensive wall. I thought you said it was too... We didn't have time for this. Investments in the defense of our land will not be put off any longer. I also want you to fortify. Fortify the region's defenses at once. Hang out our banners on the outward walls. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn.
Though the enemy did attack our capital city, our preparedness ensured victory against the invaders. I strongly urge you to explore the battle report for a clearer understanding of its unfolding.
Your Grace, I would like to report on the battle between our forces and the Roman army of General Nicholas Opus. The hostile takeover attempted by our enemy led to the conflict over the city of Salerno. 1,500 peasants, 400 spearmen, 700 archers, 600 infantry, 400 light cavalry, and almost 200 heavy cavalry fought on our side, whereas the enemy gathered 50 peasants, 50 spearmen, 50 archers, and 50 infantry. Our victory was as certain as the sunrise. Our enemies were no match for our strength or courage. I hasten to inform you that 61 spearmen, 38 infantry, and 18 heavy cavalry have died. The enemy commander fell in battle along with many of his soldiers. We kept full control of the city of Salerno. That day, we had to fight in the streets, squares, and narrow corners of the unlucky city. The real heat accompanied us on the day, making each of us look forward to the coolness of the night. At the moment, I will focus on the course of the clash, describing in detail all the phases of the fight. The enemy archers showered our infantry with a hail of arrows. Almost all of our people survived. Our infantry ran towards the enemy, wanting to get to their ranks as quickly as possible. They all perished at our hands. The opponent managed to achieve very little. The commander of the enemy forces pushed the ranks of our pikemen against our heavy cavalry, and only a handful of our people have fallen victim to the enemies. We managed to kill all of them. At the sound of trumpets, our pikemen, like a giant hedgehog, rushed across the battlefield to attack the infantry. The defeat and massacre of hostile forces was total. Here and there, a single man fell, but our ranks remained essentially intact. Drafted by the enemy to this war, the peasants were pushed to attack our spearmen. Luckily, our losses were low, and we punished them to the last. Signed, Manso Iolfo, Steward of the Basilicata region, on behalf of Salerno City Council. Absolutely rolled. What's this?
Despite the losses suffered within our ranks, we prevailed in safeguarding our territory and dealt a significant blow to the... Despite the losses suffered within our...
Okay.
The next topic I would like to discuss...
All right, espionage.
My liege,
my specialty.
Espionage. To better grasp this intriguing subject...
Like a giant hedgehog, maybe cackle. I really like that line.
Exploring the pivotal role of spies.
Spies!
The primary role of spies is to gather information regarding foreign cities and forces, accomplished through intercepting letters and undertaking specific missions, mainly within foreign territories. Only your spies are visible on the map. Unfortunately, enemy agents remain elusive to us.
You're telling me there could be spies in our borders?
All spies, be they yours or adversaries, are at constant risk of being exposed while carrying out their missions. Furthermore, the missions undertaken by spies typically require some time. Therefore, I believe it would be beneficial for you to exercise your patience by dispatching an agent to infiltrate the enemy region.
I agree. Click on the write a letter. Write a letter to this spy. Tell him to infiltrate. Melfi, Benevito, Capua, Bari, Consenza. Infiltrate the structures and authorities in Consenza to submit a comprehensive and accurate report on the state of affairs in the region of Calabria. Gather all information regarding the people, especially their happiness and valor, the number of troops in the city, finance, taxation, trade, condition of the local infrastructure, and authority of the spied lands. That's a mouthful. Any day now, homie. It's funny that I had to send the letter all the way to the city and then back. Over the last...
Your spy has evaded detection and successfully completed the mission, conveying to you a comprehensive report about the infiltrated region.
Here's all the detailed information. Population is around almost 500,000. Citizens seemed very happy. 400 spearmen, archers, 700 infantry, heavy infantry, 160 light cavalry, 480 heavy cavalry, and 15,000 people are ready for militia service. In terms of finances, the current state of affairs is largely influenced by the very low level of taxes. Mulberry is a trade good in the region. Oh, yeah, I can actually just see everything in here as well. Regarding regional infrastructure, I observed the buildings of a temple, a marketplace, and a stable, all buildings fully functional. No construction work currently taking place. Elapidius Asbestos serves as steward of the region. It does not appear to be fortified, making it unprepared for potential military threats. Very strong winds are blowing in this part of the country.
This report provides you with hitherto unknown insights
into
our
temple.
enemy's regional affairs, encompassing population, military, administrative matters, and architectural detail. To fully grasp the scope of a spy's mission, I encourage you to personally orchestrate a series of espionage operations.
I'm going to sabotage their temple? All right. He's working it. There's his letter. And now I want to demoralize the population as well. Oh, of a different town, the city of Barry. Spread scandalous rumors about the authorities and foment unrest among the local people, inciting them to rebel against their ruler. The temple in Calabria has been gravely damaged. You managed to stay hidden and remain in the city. Ah, so we get a letter from him saying, I've arrived. Yeah.
Truly,
cool.
My liege.
Cool.
Your adept command over the enigmatic
Azri, hello.
of espionage stands as a testament to your unmatched resourcefulness and strategic brilliance.
Oh, so brilliant. I'm here on the king's orders. I'm going to chill and watch this interesting game. It's so far interesting. We're still in the tutorial phase, but we're over halfway through.
Shift our focus to offensive military endeavors. And as fate would have it, near one of our cities, an enemy general has been spotted, presenting us with an opportunity to attack.
Great. Write a letter from this general to attack that general. May God lead you to victory and provide our soldiers with strength in the fight against our foes. I like how the armies take a while to move, but the spy, it just arrives. He shows up and sends a letter being like, okay, I'm there.
A report from the general has reached you, detailing the course of the battle. We have emerged victorious, overcoming the enemy.
Killed the general and everything. Fog obscured the battlefield, the sun, and the enemy. We could hardly find hostile formation. Lance cavalry bravely attacked. Concentrated mass of the enemy light cavalry, hoping to disperse our ranks, moved at our archers, but it did not bring much effort. Our archers launched a flurry of arrows at the light cavalry, which inflicted terrible losses, not only throwing a multitude of fallen and wounded into the grass, but also shocked survivors who tried to save themselves by fleeing. Heavy cavalry charged full speed at our archers. Nobody really died much on either side. Our archers fought back and slaughtered everyone. Enemy lancers targeting our infantry unleashed a furious charge. A lot of people died.
I shall also mention here that the course of the battle is primarily influenced, as expected, by the soldiers engaged on both sides.
Makes sense.
The attributes of both commanders, the stamina of both armies, as well as the battlefield terrain and the weather conditions.
Stamina as well. I like that the weather affects things because you can't really see it.
Fundamentals of engagement.
You only breed it.
We can shift our attention to the topic of city conquest. The conquest of smaller towns requires time. While securing control, battles with enemy generals may ensue as they attempt to thwart the siege.
Okay, cool. So you've got to take it like little step by steps, and you don't know what's going to happen. To take over the city of Matera, it's in our interest to rapidly expand the influence in the Apulia region.
This time, fortune favored us, for no opposing army was stationed in the city as our forces entered. Your general has successfully taken
and now we can make
control
olive
of the
oil.
enemy town, weakening the enemy's presence in the region. However, I must reluctantly point out that this conquest only slightly amplifies our influence over these lands. Therefore, it would be wiser to direct our focus towards the regional capital.
That's fair. Let's siege that capital, baby. I feel like we should probably kill that army outside first, but maybe I'm gonna learn a lesson here. Clap, 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 clap.
As you can see,
cool.
I advised you to initiate a siege upon the
Little
capital.
siege tower showing up.
Another viable strategy is storming the city, which enables you to swiftly take control of it. Yet, it comes at the price of significant losses within your ranks.
So you just take more
Besieging
time, but less
army
losses.
Can be attacked by the defenders of the city, who might try to break the siege. This, however, works to your advantage, for in doing so, enemy forces will be compelled to face us outside the city's fortifications.
Makes sense.
This will significantly weaken their strength and morale.
Brave soldiers under the command of the general have managed to take control of Barry. Our troops are awaiting decisions. Let's occupy it. No need to loot.
As you have witnessed, upon taking control of a regional capital, you have the choice to either occupy or plunder it. While the enemy weakens, your realm grows mightier. The lessons learned from this swift offensive
Are very valuable,
seems to
yes.
me that now we can turn
All right, let's
our
talk about
attention
stewards.
to the topic of regional stewards. To begin with, I must inform you that only generals have the privilege to assume this esteemed role.
How very Roman. I am honored to appoint you, General Atto di Amalfi, as the new steward of the Basilicata region. Your troops will now determine the military strength of the capital city under your management. We believe it is more reasonable to make use of your administrative skills than military experience. He is a very loyal general, so... and not necessarily a very good general. Is the whole army going to move over there? I will move to the capital city of the region with the utmost efficiency, and I'm honored to confirm the receipt of my appointment as steward. Steward. Park your cows.
The mere presence of a steward can positively influence the overall development of the region. This, of course, hinges upon the attributes possessed by the steward.
Makes sense.
Yet, the principal role of the steward is to fulfill chosen responsibilities within the governed region. By doing so, your official will ensure the continued development of the allotted lands.
Great.
As for you, my dear lord, you will no longer need to personally oversee the advancement of these lands.
Great.
Of course, first and foremost, it is essential to delineate the scope of duties for the newly appointed steward.
Click on the write a letter to the steward. Scope of duties. Set your taxes. You're allowed to do that.
You retain the options to reinstate your officials as generals at your discretion.
Okay.
With this,
So it just gives you a little bit of
conclude our
automation?
discussion on stewards. Their presence will assuredly
Exterminatus
management
on Italy?
of your
I don't know
realm.
about that.
Let us now discuss the Academy, a distinguished establishment where the
I
recruitment
was
of
wondering, how do we
generals and
recruit
spies
new
can be
generals?
realized. As you can
Ah.
see, there are 3 available general candidates.
This guy's really good.
ranked from
Holy
the least
moly.
capable to the most skilled.
Oh, but he's
Their
super expensive.
attributes, upkeep costs, and hiring expenses are listed for your consideration.
Ooh.
Here, in turn, you may enlist spies. The process functions precisely as it does for generals. Given the available vacancies, I would recommend conducting additional recruitment.
This guy, he's got no loyalty. I want the more expensive
As you
general.
can see, the recruited general has promptly appeared in the
Give an
capital
army
of
to a
your
guy who's
realm.
not loyal.
That essentially concludes this matter. At most, I believe it is high time we delved into the invaluable art of diplomacy.
All right.
In this
The
era
second last part of the
ranks and
tutorial.
kingdoms, honing the craft
Steward,
of
steward,
negotiation
steward.
is
I was thinking
key
the
to
same thing,
navigating
Caracas. It's
treacherous
very
feudal
Frostpunk.
politics.
Never know what heresy is happening. A dwarf fortress death metal shirt. You better believe it. Strike the earth.
All your knowledge about the diplomatic relations of your county with other states has been gathered here.
Oh, all my trade
At
goods.
this moment, the perspective of your country is visible, but if needed, you can alter it to delve into the relationships of your adversaries or allies. On the left side, you will find the pacts. They can be mutual, benefiting both sides, but they can also be unilateral. Keep in mind, my lord,
so we have an alliance with these guys.
This does not apply to wars and truces, which are always treated as mutual agreements. On the right side, you will discover insights into the individual state relations, their one-sided disposition towards specified nations, and the overall level of mutual rapport.
All right, I got you.
With this knowledge, you can now proceed further.
Write these guys a letter. Improve my relations with them. Humbly inform you that our esteemed envoys entrusted with the task of fostering goodwill between our nations shall soon set forth to your court. I hope they will be received with warm welcome. Here's $100. That's not very much. As a token of our enduring friendship, I present you $100. Cool.
Diplomats delivering your letters
better exterminate out of them just in case,
ensuring their safety during journeys, so you need not
I feel like I'm gonna have to move chat.
Falling into enemy hands.
Let's put you down here next to me, so you're not completely covering all the letters, which are the entire game. I express my sincerest appreciation for your noble intent to enhance the relations between our realms. I give you word that your envoy shall be received with the utmost respect. I appreciate your generous regret. I must decline acceptance. I want it to be clear, despite my decision, I value the thoughtfulness behind this gesture. He doesn't want my $100. Wow.
In conclusion, diplomacy is the basis of international
diplomacy
harmony.
can never be intercepted, is what it said.
Is essential to prevent conflicts, build bridges, and maintain stability in the local arena. I believe and sincerely hope that
Great.
in case of any doubts, you can seek.
Great.
I shall not detain you any longer. Thank you for your attention.
Seize control of Campania and Molise. Bring about the fall of Apulia and Calabria. Secure peace with the Caffinate of Italy, or bring about its downfall. How big is this army, do you think? I guess we don't have an army right now, do we? Not really. So we're going to need to write a letter to the region to recruit some archers. And among many other things. I have no idea how much this is going to cost. This seems like a good army, though. $500 peasants? Let's see how that works. We're finally in the game. Doesn't want more money? How about more murder? 600, 300. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I think I probably want some things built in this city as well. Perhaps I'm gonna conquer these guys right now is my plan. So if we have some sort of defense or perhaps a moat, it could be good. Like, I don't think we have a militia post and a bowmaker's workshop. So I'm going to need a barracks and probably a smithy. Cost us a small fortune. One of our brave messengers has managed to capture and arrest a Roman spy when she was trying to intercept our letter. Okay. A brief update on international diplomatic events. The Papal State has given military access to Capua. This is going to take quite a while to recruit all these guys. In fact, I pretty much can't start recruiting any of them. Most of it's going to take a year. The brave city of Barry has been besieged. Oh! The enemy troops did not have to shed a single drop of blood to conquer the city because it was not properly defended. 700 spearmen, 360 archers, 1,000 infantry, 1,000 heavy infantry. My God, we're going to need a serious army. We're going to need to build more of these buildings as well. So we have a barracks and a smithy coming in. I guess cavalry and heavy units would also be good. How is the actual city itself doing? Not too bad. It's got a huge army. It's got a decent army, I should say. Oh, and I suppose I could send this army to this general. Absolutely, I could. I could say, send your units. I want more than just those heavy cavalry. To him. Oh, you really got to do this for every individual one. I have no heavy infantry, so I can send regular infantry, of which we have 500. The archers, we have 600. And then the spearmen, 400. I'm assuming it's going to let me send as many of those as I can. And the peasants will do probably 1,000. You know what? Let's do 1,500. We're just going to send everybody out to this guy. I have to do all of those as individual orders. Oh. That's not convenient. I assumed I could chain that together. Most of the other commands have been stuff that we can chain. I am starting to learn how to use shortcuts at least, which does seem pretty valuable. All right, so this guy should get a real army now. Our town has been attacked by this guy who's got this like massive army right now. Stewart, can I give you the scope of duties to recruit units? So I have 1,500. They have no peasants in this army, but they have almost 3,000 infantry and 600 heavy cav. They'll absolutely slaughter me here. Where is my spy? Oh, interesting. You can intercept roads. Try to demoralize that city. And I reckon what I'm gonna have to do is probably move this army down here. Oh, Apulia is actually down here with an army as well. Not a very big one. This guy's recruiting new troops. Smithy and a stables is en route. I mean, I can't kill this guy. I can't stop him. We've got pottery, pottery, pottery. Too menu heavy for your taste? It definitely seems to be the vibe of the game. The Roman forces have taken command of the city of Matera. Boop. This guy is for sure just going to come down here and attack me. Oh, yeah. We got to get out of there. Gotta go. Get that letter. Start moving. And hopefully move faster than them. Oh! I present you a report regarding the battle with the Roman forces. I had a lot of peasants. He had a lot of infantry. We were defeated. All we have left are deserters and corpses. With unspeakable regret, I hasten to inform you none of our soldiers have survived. I was fatally wounded in the battle. It is sweet and fitting to die for the homeland. The slopes of the mountain and Calabria region turned out to be a battlefield. The winds were terrible. They knocked down tents, tore down banners, hurled arrows like blades of grass. This is not good. Archers were the only thing I really had in this combat. The heavy infantry moved in a slow, steady march to attack our archers. Few of our people managed to survive the maneuver of this enemy and fled the battlefield. Here and there a single man fell, but it didn't greatly change the enemy numbers. The tight ranks of our cavalry clashed with theirs. I don't remember a battle where every single enemy would die to our steel, and that's what happened this time. The enemy responded with blow after blow, but probably more by nature than by zeal. Okay, so our cavalry won. The enemy shooters, grouped in great numbers, attacked our infantry, but almost all of our people survived. Having gathered all the cavalry that was at my disposal, I threw it at the archers. Not one of our opponents have survived. The response of our enemies did cause great losses. Hardly any of our people died. Equal ranks of enemy mercenary pikemen rushed through the battlefield at our light cav. The losses were inflicted on us were average. Their losses were, thank God, very large. This sounds like I'm winning every part of this fight so far. The mounted knights at my disposal, having determined to serve you with their courage, struck the enemy infantry without hesitation, but had a meager effect. Like a fortress wall, the ranks of hostile heavy-armed knights pressed towards our peasants. Fortunately, not too many of our soldiers died. The losses our counterattack brought to the enemy were quite low. First Landsknechts were given the task of destroying the heavy infantry. The enemies rushed to flee. Many of them paid for this fight with their life. Many of our men fell in battle. The enemy spearmen have launched a decisive attack on our light cav. Only a handful of our people have fallen victim to the enemy. Our cavalry boldly charged at the enemy heavy cav again and again. The fight didn't last too long. Our surviving comrades fled the battle. It was an average total of death. Their infantry, having raised a devotional song, moved to attack our peasants. It turned out to be not particularly effective, but it crashed our troops and forced them to flee. My mounted knights, without delaying a moment, advanced on the infantry of the enemy. Average losses and a handful of wounds are the total loss of these fights. Enemy infantry in a large group attacked our heavy cav. Our wary soldiers managed to slaughter all of our enemies. Our knights' cavalry, having lowered their lances, charged at the heavy cav in the fight. Few enemies died. The losses suffered were acceptable. The ranks of the enemy lancers directed their charge at our heavy cav. The maneuver was tragic. Our people were killed. None of the enemy fell. Our people were not favored by fortune. It's strange because it sounded like we won that for a while. 600 archers. If we had the wins on our side, we probably could have won that fight. I don't know if we would have survived against 400 heavy infantry. I don't know. That was closer than I would have thought. Okay, cool. Look, our homie has been recruiting an army here too. I'm really glad I put him in charge of that. He can now recruit knights as well. Sorry, he can now recruit heavy units as well. Which I would like to have him do more of with my money. Oh, I guess you can't do that. Infantry and heavy infantry. We're still building the stables. My bad. Let's get a bunch of heavy infantry in there instead. So we have to take that province and that province. Bring about the fall of Apulia and Calabria. Who are we allied with right now? Apulia, Calabria, Capua, and Benevento. Okay, so we're the mercenaries that were brought in here to deal with this southern threat is what's going on. Armorer's workshop and a smithy. Armorer's workshop. Oh. My bad. I feel like probably I should have just specialized, maybe, in specific things. Oh, I can't afford that. Next level of construction, 2,400. Probably should have worked on just making our people happier. Getting some more money, perhaps. We are going to need a new general. An exchange offer from the Papal States. Through the swirling currents of diplomacy, an intriguing proposition has emerged from the heartland of the Papal States. This opportunity holds potential to facilitate a reciprocal agreement that can bolster our resources and foster closer ties. They offer us 49 gold per month, and we provide them with military access. Sure. I'm not going to say no to some free money from the Pope. Uh-oh. Oh, and our spy got arrested. God, it is too hard finding good help. Okay, if we could get some infantry, I'd feel a bit more comfortable here. This guy just rolled up with a big army. God damn, dude. AI's not messing around. If you win the battle, the beautiful sea view will be yours to keep. Whole region is so beautiful. Can't imagine fighting a deadly battle in Calabria with the most gorgeous sea view ever known to man. Maybe I can have these guys. These guys are useless. I'm going to see if I can just demand a city from the Romans. Let's see how that goes. Ping! You lost another city. I categorically reject the brash demands. How, in the face of our nation's locked in mortal struggle, can you have no decency to dare to make such brazen and futile demands? Let it be known that the Catafinet of Italy shall emerge victorious. Yeah, I mean, it is certainly looking like that at the moment. Each infantry costs about 2 gold. If I don't send all my troops into this army, I'm not really sure what to do. All right, well, we have a lot of peasants. No. No. You there. I need you to move there and then move here. Get in behind them. They won't see us coming this way. At least that's the plan. Boop, boop. Well, I don't want you to relocate. I want you to attack that city. Siege that city? Conquer that city? He's like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. They'll last until the 31st of July. Meanwhile, we have lost the city down here, but... Oh, we fought a small detachment of mostly spearmen and light cavalry. It was not very fierce, but it was victorious. We killed the general. And then there was a bunch of fighting. It has begun. The arrows of our archers were killing the ranks of the enemy heavy cavalry. They all perished at our hands. Sounds like it was a pretty successful fight. Confirm the receipt of orders to observe the city of Gaeta. Prepared to execute the mission promptly. I'm confused. Do we have a spy up there? No, we don't have any spy at all. We probably should. But right now, I'm more concerned about claiming back our land. Our dude has just been recruiting nothing but peasants. After a careful assessment of our region's defensive walls, our specialists have identified critical defects. Immediate action is necessary to address these issues and reinforce the walls, safeguarding the capital's safety and our land's securities. How much gold do we have? Defensive walls upgraded for 16 gold. Well, we can afford that. Let's reinforce the walls. It'll make the people happy. What are our taxes here? Our taxes are very low, but our happiness is at max. Could this dude perhaps set the taxes to be better? We have succeeded in taking back one of our cities. We're going to keep on the move and see what else we can pick up. Part of me is tempted to just ignore this and sweep up here, but considering that this is all connected to our capital. This is the one where orders can get intercepted. How does it feel to play? So far, okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a tangle of UI menus, but I'm starting to get the feel of it as time goes on. To assign an object to a number. Oh, cool. There are a lot of hotkeys that I'm trying to figure out. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. You want to come up say hi to chat? No? Maybe? Maybe? Try to catch a cat if I can here. Okay, I would really like to get a spy. It's going to cost us 80 gold to get one. Wow, we are so broke. Losing our whole army that early was probably not a great plan. I would like this guy to observe. We recruited some infantry. Apulia has said, "Thou sudden wilted lord, thou hast no more brain than I have in mine elbows." All right, I guess we're not getting along with them too well. To the Prince of Salerno. Yeah, that's me. Rude. We're gonna try to conquer some more of this territory. And hope for the best. You didn't plan to lose the army? No, surprisingly not. What is this guy's orders right now? Oh, no, it's the spy coming in. I see what's happening. I saw all these different paths and I was like, oh no, please don't attack that city. That would be disaster. Reach the city. 1,400 spearmen. A lot of light cavalry as well. My general only has 1,400 archers. Oh, because he leaves a chunk of his army everywhere that he goes. I need a report. I have 600 archers under my command. Oh my god. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all he has is 600 archers under his command. What if I just sent him to just keep conquering all these minor city-states? These dweebs have sent some armies down here. I feel like he's in a fight maybe with Sicily right now. Perhaps you could infiltrate this city? And we can see if we can get some more. I don't want to be caught with my army pants down. Cindy never says hello anymore. She doesn't like us. Neither of the cats really have been showing up on stream a lot lately. It is getting colder with the winter approaching, so we might see more of them in the coming months. I'm certainly hoping. So I'm starting to wonder, like, could I build 700, 1,000, 700? I think I really screwed up not building any economy. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Bad guys are showing up. We're going to fall back a little bit here. This guy's army doesn't look that big. We can follow his army with our spy. Here's the interesting thing is we don't know that these orders will get out there in time. Okay, actually, maybe we could conquer more of this. I could try to infiltrate the spy. Number of troops. Actions taken by the commander. Detailed information on every aspect of the target's operation. Depends on punctuality. And detection is camouflage, of which he has 0 in both. An inn would give happiness growth. A bank or a merchant's guild would give us trade income or tax income. Where is the bulk of my money coming from? Here we go. Stewards' greed is getting us additional base taxes. Our trade is really bad. But our income is quite good from taxing. He has just occupied the city of Rossano. And has now just left the city of Rossano. And has 1,600 horses. Oh, it is for sure coming towards me. long is this place going to take to conquer? General. 22nd of January, you say. And if I want to write... other diplomatic actions here. Monthly tributes, sending envoys, gift presentations, demand peace offers. Undertaking these mentioned actions will render them temporarily unavailable. So we need to bring about the fall of Apulia and Calabria. And we also need to own... we need to own all of this, basically. Or we need to secure peace with Italy. So who do we got up here? Spoleto? And the Papal States. Papal States, what can we talk about? Trade rights, perhaps? Humbly inform you, our esteemed envoys, I'm compelled to extend you the offer of trade rights in exchange for trade rights. What is the scale of the game? So in this one, we're playing in Italy, but there's a bunch of different campaigns in different parts of the world. This is where the tutorial campaign was, so... he started occupying Matera. Oh, interesting. That doesn't count. That one little road. Act at will. Move to defense. Should an indicated regional capital be besieged, general will attempt to breach the blockade. Change pace. Oh, we can also boogie. I'd like him to come back so that we could reinforce him. My question is whether or not this general will attack me when I pass through. My other option is going to here, taking this city. You know what? I'm just going to try it. We're going to try to speed rush. I probably should have also said change your pace to fast. Just because I'm curious what will happen. Cool. So he did end up getting both orders at the same time. Nice. All right, we can slow it back down. This has been a clever hit and run strategy. That's what we've been doing. Who are the big guys up north? Canossa? Lombardy? Canossa. The country of Canossa and the Papal States basically own all the rest of the map. Who should be friendly enough with us. Actually, they're neutral. I'll see if I can get some trade rights with them. And I am curious whether or not... No, the Papal States don't want trade rights. They took over my city. My spy continues to follow them. I don't know what's going on here. This city is in like a different color. Wow. Also, plains, mountains, rivers, sunny weather. I didn't see all of these. Forests. So they have better defense there. And here. Canossa is the dynasty of Matilda of Tuscany. Ruled during that time. Favorite CK3 start? She is definitely a fan fave, Matilda. People love her. And for good reason. Well, they liked the nice words we said, but they wouldn't give us the trade agreement. You are like a lighthouse in a desert, bright but not very useful, says her neighbor Zapulia. That army has retreated south with due haste. So why don't we go back to conquering this territory? I think I'd like maybe some peasants. To be added into this army. Uh-oh. Guy looks like he's on the move again. Oh, no. Oh, maybe. The Norman city of Rossano. Oh, they actually captured it. Apulia and Calabria are down here harassing territory as well. She was born in 1046, technically alive during this time. Oh, it could be her birthday any day now. All right, we are stabilizing an area. Which I guess is not overly happy. Is there nothing in Apulia? There's no army here? Oh, we should absolutely take that next. If we could get control of the region, that would be a game changer. Somebody just spent $750. What happened? I was saving $750 so I could build a bank. Did you recruit a lot of units? What happened to all my money? Our efforts to secure Barry led to a confrontation. Confrontation. Oh, they had a ton of units here. Everyone is dead. But we're not built. Where did my $700 go? Oh, man. A group of recruits in our region have been caught gambling and drinking in the barracks, neglecting their duties and disturbing the locals. This behavior has caught quite a stir among the people. Lose manpower, lose a bit of money. I'm gonna take happiness. Happiness is like the one thing that seems to be going up in our favor right now, so Population goes and manpower grows. Okay, so we have 9,000 manpower for military service. Okay, he did recruit an army. I need you to infiltrate this city. Because I thought there was nobody in it, and I'm realizing now, obviously I should have spent my spy. That would have been a smart play. Actually learn about what's going on in there. We should know by October. Yeah, this guy's gonna start conquering all my stuff again. Canosa wants to give us 91 gold a month in exchange for military access. I'll give it to him. More than happy to do so. If nobody is visible in a castle from the outside, that means nobody is inside. Exactly. That's how it works. All my towns are being totally messed up. Canosa has received military access from Salerno, says our diplomat. Okay, we're at $1,000. I would like to region build economic bank. Our money situation sucks, and I want it fixed. I guess my general is also dead again. That is correct. I suppose until I have an army, I don't really need him. All my territory is being stormed. So these guys are mostly spearmen who are good against cavalry. Infantry are good against spearmen. And they are also cavalry who are good against infantry. So spearmen and heavy infantry are probably my best bets. Spearmen cost $140 and heavy infantry cost $250. That'd be 500. Oh, that was wrong. We'll just go with 200 of each and see how that works. Okay, okay. Roman forces are absolutely dummying all of my towns. That's correct. I think I'm going to try to get this better leader here, even if he costs me a lot of money. Emperor Henry III of the Holy Roman Empire personally embarks on a journey southward to the Italian lands. Recognizing the Norman presence in Apulia and Calabria as a peril to peace, he sternly commends you to immediately sever all ties with them. The Empire's overwhelming power leaves you torn between submission and its authority to assert your independent action. I'm fine to sever relations. Puts me on better terms with all these other peeps. Like the papal peeps. I'm going to try to get trade agreements with all these guys again. And I reckon I should probably get, for whatever reason, my heavy infantry here did not actually recruit. What are heavy cavalry good against? Peasants, archer, infantry, regular cav. Why don't we get like 200 regular cav? Try that again. Apple State says you are a most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, and an hourly promise breaker. Great. Glad to see we're all getting along. In the ever-shifting landscape of diplomacy, Apulia and Calabria expresses a desire to send envoys to our nation. They seek to establish diplomatic presence in our country. I need to bring about their fall. I'm going to decline their envoys. They have declared formal declaration of war against me. Oh, we still don't have an armorer's workshop. I keep trying to recruit heavy infantry, except I can't. So if regular infantry are about 200, just under, I'm going to recruit a big handful of them. These guys are losing all their territory right now to these generals. Spy, I'm going to have to move you to... I think I'm going to have you infiltrate this capital, because that's probably what I'm going to have to go for first right now. And you seem to be failing to infiltrate the capital you're in. The dangers of mining. Fully renovate the mine. 38 gold. That will also get our happiness back up to max. I mean, sure. That's a pretty good deal. I gotta wait for these infantrymen, and then I think we're just gonna make our play. We'll make our assault. It may already be too late that we've lost too many troops this early on, but... Can I also just, like, increase the taxes here? Happiness is dropping, but we make a ton more money. We could also then build something like an inn. What are we missing here? The inn says it's pretty cheap. No. Somebody spent all my money again. Oh, we need 575 gold. All right, all of our troops are set, so I'm just going to go region, send units, all of them to this army, and we're going to make one last one last play. I appreciate that the game is suitably difficult. He's got 2 armies outside this guy's gates. Nope. No, you spent another 750. I mean, I have told you to recruit armies, so why not? We've taken this city. The big question now is, do we move in here and try to fight all these armies? They got 1,000 cavalry, 600 heavy infantry. No way. There's no way. Our town has been invaded by Salernite forces of 5,000 peasants. Oh, wow. We took a lot of peasants into this fight. I did not realize. Some of the other guys are starting to show up, at least. Like the red armies, the green armies. I think what I'd actually like to do is have... I want this guy on the road here, so that any orders that come up, he can steal. But I'm not sure that's an option. Like, I would love to just set it that the spy is looking for orders for the generals, so they get kind of stuck in a spot. Sounds are like chess pieces moving on a board. The sound effects are really satisfying. All the clicking. So... you're going here next. So I'm also pretty certain there's a general there. There is. He's not that big. We battled the Roman forces under the command of General Euphemes Karamallos. I had 2,400 peasants and about, wow, okay, so just conquering these 2 locations, I think knocked our peasantry stack down significantly. Wow, I literally have no more peasants in this army. He had a handful of peasants, mostly light and cavalry and heavy infantry. If we are victorious like this in one more battle, we shall be utterly ruined. We mourn with regret the brave soldiers who gave their lives. 2,000 peasants, 44 spearmen, 23 infantry, and 126 light cavalry have died. Wow, so peasants are really bad. We killed the enemy general. It happened atop the ascent of a massive mountain. The rains fell suddenly, flooding our camp and causing indescribable complaints from our soldiers. The role of the peasants on the battlefield is to compensate for the lack of equipment with courage and sacrifice. This time I have turned them against the light cavalry. I don't remember a battle where every single enemy would die to our steel, and that's what happened this time. The response of our enemies did not cause great losses. A mass of their peasants ran at our peasants. All of our people survived. Our cavalry hit the enemy peasants at full gallop. A lot of our people died in that, but we killed most of the enemy. Pikemen and spearmen rushed each other. Our losses were low. Their losses were low. Peasant troops attacked the enemy heavy infantry. Killed all of them, but we lost a lot of peasants. And any of remaining peasants fled the field of battle. Spearmen attacked our cavalry, and many of our guys died. Our archers engaged the enemy and inflicted terrible losses. Also shocking survivors who themselves fled. I love that you can't see everything that happens. You have to sort of imagine the battlefield. It does a very good job at doing this. Accompanied by the roars of drums, the enemy pikemen began to march towards our infantry. Hostile actions didn't bring much effect. Many enemies gave their lives on the battlefield. Well, we actually won a fight, which is nice. I'm a little worried about everything else, but that's a perk. He doesn't have that many troops there. And again, neither do we. It seems like with these guys joining in the fight, there is actual possible pushback that can happen against the blue states. I lost like 80% of my forces. Listen, I lost my peasants. Are they valuable? Arguably, yes. But this is what happens. We brought about the fall of Apulia and Calabria. Good news. Red actually owns them right now. Which we'll need to conquer. It seems like the key to this early game is really just trying to hold Italy back and then probably taking control of these guys, consolidating all of your power, making trade agreements with the North, and then pushing back with a real army. Also, I don't know, probably not losing all of your troops in every single fight might be a good idea. Just a thought. But I like it. This is a cute little game. I'm very curious to see what the other campaigns and stuff look like as well. I do sort of want to go just take a look and see what they look like. Well, Italy. I want to see where else you can go. There's a Spanish campaign, Polish-Lithuania Teutonic War, the 100-Year War, wow, including all of France and England. Oh, and a grand campaign. Oh my God. Okay, this is very cool. And it looks like you can play as anybody? You can play as any of these states. Wow, that's huge. I didn't realize it was this much of the map. I didn't realize there was a full grand campaign map. That is super fun. I imagine when you own a lot of territory, it gets absolutely crazy. So it's like Europa, but not as detailed. Yeah. I mean, the idea of trying to send out the hundreds of messenger pigeons and just talking to your stewards and letting them run your campaigns. I love the idea of it. Absolutely, absolutely love it. In the Grand Campaign, England has a whole bunch of France as well. And it looks like the Papal States have a chunk of southern France. Holy Roman Emperor is up. Oh, man. Okay. I like this. This is cool. This game's got a lot of really interesting stuff to it. It's the King's Orders. I might have to try this out a little bit more. We'll have to see. But in the meantime, thank you for joining us for our very first look at it.